but breaking news. The Maxx Crosby trade, the Baltimore Ravens have backed out because Maxx Crosby apparently failed his physical, which means that the Ravens are going to be getting their 2 first-round picks back. The Raiders are going to be keeping Maxx Crosby, at least for right this second, and I have no idea what the hell is happening.
Yeah, this is some of the wildest stuff I've seen in free agency. I've never seen a trade of this magnitude get rescinded less than 24 hours before it's supposed to be official.
Yep. About 15 minutes ago, this news story broke that the Baltimore Ravens have backed out of the Maxx Crosby trade. I already saw there were some folks in the chat that were already confused. Let me explain what's going on here. First of all, as we were talking about on GPS on Monday, what has been happening is the tampering period. So technically, until I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, free agency has not officially started. So none of these trades could actually go through until the new NFL season starts, which is tomorrow afternoon. And so theoretically, you can have teams that can back out of these trades. And that is what has just happened as Maxx Crosby has failed his physical. And so because of that, those 2 first-round picks are going back to Baltimore. Maxx Crosby is going back to Las Vegas. And yeah, we are stuck here going, what the hell is happening? And I don't know. I truly do not know.
Yeah, so Diana Rossini is the one who reported that Crosby did not pass his physical, which we have to assume is related to his knee because he had surgery after the Raiders made him sit the final couple games. It did not seem like it was a significant it didn't seem like it was a knee surgery that was going to be a problem for him to be starting this upcoming season. I'm assuming that the Ravens medical staff believe that this could be an issue for Crosby starting this upcoming season. And that's just me guessing based on what we know about Maxx Crosby. I think the weirdest shit is the Raiders posted a statement just a prepared graphic that said the Baltimore Ravens have backed out of our trade agreement for Maxx Crosby. We will have no further comment at this time.
Because this is like one of the most, first of all, I've never experienced anything like this. Like this is like when the Chargers did that weird ass kick before halftime. Yeah. And we're all going, what is this rule that's going on here? And look, it's the AFC West. You're always a problem. Yeah, this is a head scratcher. And like you said, I think obviously the assumption is going to be his knee, which that opens up a whole different can of worms, because if you recall, Maxx Crosby was pretty peeved at the end of last season when he was shut down and he wanted to play and he wanted to go out there. And they're like, no, we're going to shut him down. And he put out a video of him playing basketball, being like, look, I'm totally fine. Well, apparently everything is not fine because the Ravens have backed out because he failed that physical. So things are not great. And the crazier thing, and I'm going to be honest with you, I just don't know. We'll see if Maxx Crosby winds up eventually getting moved at a discounted price. But all of these contracts that are going to be kicking in tomorrow, the Raiders have been spending a lot of money. And as Bailey is talking about before, this is $30 million in cap space that now is going to be taken away from the Raiders because Crosby's going to be back on the team. And I don't know how that math is going to math.
There. So the Raiders will actually, so they currently have $50 million in cap space. I was like, okay, does that count Maxx Crosby? And as of right now, it looks like they got him back in there to count as 30 mil on the cap. So,
and dude, like, oh yeah, so that was one of my big questions about what was going on with their cap space. But man, if you're the Ravens now, like you lost Linderbaum, now you don't have
problem.
Like, oh man, because you're like, oh, I don't know about that offensive line. Now you don't know about that offensive line, and you just lost the premier pass rusher that you were supposed to get tomorrow. Good God, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens lost a bunch of players. Yeah. And I'm sure they would have, if they were assuming they weren't going to have to account for Maxx Crosby's salary, I'm assuming they're going to sign a couple of those guys. Maybe not Linderbaum. Maybe they would decide, hey, we're not going to pay $27 million for a center at this moment in time because that is fucking crazy. Maybe they should have done the physical sooner.
I mean,
maybe you want that physical done before the tampering period begins, or did they know this?
Here's Brandon
long to make the decision.
He's in Baltimore though. Like his story was him flying into Baltimore.
Yeah.
So he got into Baltimore, and then they're like, "All right, let's go do this physical." Oops.
Yeah, but so like, why did it take there's so many questions we're not going to have answers to right now.
No.
Why did it take them so long to determine that the physical was not worth the risk? Now, I guess they're like, you can guess here. Was there something else that the Ravens said, you know what? That's actually just too much to give up for Crosby. We'll use this failed physical as our out.
There's a leak in the roof when you're going to buy a new house, and you're just like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy the entire thing. And you're just like, no, it's a small drip. We can fix it. You're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want this one.
Was Max not compliant during his physical? Would he not turn his head and cough?
They're
like, turn your head and cough, Max. And he was like, fuck you. I'm Maxx Crosby.
As he's smoking a cigarette in the
get your hands off the balls
in the room. Yeah, I'm a little bit lost for words. We got over 12,000 people in here rocking. Hey, how you doing? The Maxx Crosby trade is off. This is different. And I feel like it's like you said, we're not going to have answers. The Raiders are like, we are not going to say another thing for a while. But yeah, this is shocking to say the least. And so the Ravens, as you're looking at that, they lost a ton of players, and now they're not getting Maxx Crosby. The Raiders get Maxx Crosby back, and I feel like it's this awkward, like, okay, cool. He's got to get back on a flight from Baltimore to go back to Las Vegas. And now you're just like, all right, I guess we try and find another suitor. Here's the question that I have for you, Brandon. Is there a point, because I think that there is, where if you're the Raiders, and let's just say, he's got to heal up and he'll eventually be okay, right? Like, let's just make that assumption that Maxx Crosby's going to play this season. Do the Raiders just keep him? And they go, hey, we just got a whole bunch of defensive players. Like, hey, we just got Linderbaum. Actually, our defense might be pretty damn good, you guys. Like,
yeah. I mean, if Crosby's willing to play there, I would say they should definitely consider that. Because I don't think they're going to get 2 first-rounders for him at this point. So they're not going to get that same draft haul back. What does Maxx Crosby get back? That's what I want to know.
He got a nice free flight to Baltimore.
He did. He had
That's what he got.
He boosted the Baltimore economy ever so slightly.
Yeah.
I think, like, if you're talking about where he could go, I think the better fit for him is the Chicago Bears. I think that would be fun.
Nope.
But where I want him to go is 100% to Dallas. To me, Jerry Jones getting Maxx Crosby. I just want the Jerry Jones, Maxx Crosby press conference. I want Scooter to have Maxx Crosby with this little bit of weird injury uncertainty. There's just so much there if he goes to the Cowboys. And I want the Cowboys to rescind their trade too. Can you just back out of a trade, or do you actually need a reason?
I would assume you actually need a reason, like a failed
just be able to back out of it. I want to see somebody else back out of their trade tonight.
If Rashawn Gary has to delete his goodbye post on Instagram for a second time now.
Instagram just deletes his account. They're like, no, this is too much tomfoolery, Gary.